This is the LSJS Eco Garden. Basically, this used to be a lot that was covered up to about here with weeds. Just like it says in the Torah, you come into a place and it's full of thorns and thistles. That's what we had here. Lots of thorns, lots of thistles, a little bit of stinging nettle to make it that much more fun. We got groups in here to cut it all down and put in here what we have now, which is raised beds for gardening. These are key to our garden. There's a lot of different stages going on, and these worms help eat our refuse. We bring out all of the waste coming out of the school here and throw it in with the worms. Here's our worm bin over here. You can see, put these bananas in a couple days ago, and the worms just go for it and turn it into, in the day, nice, rich soil. Everything we waste doesn't have to be waste. We can bring it back and make it go from waste into good soil. And this is early springtime, well, mid-springtime, and so we're just putting in a few of our crops. Come, we'll take it down. Here we have a little bit of parsley, good for next Passover, Pesach, and a little bit more of our experimental crops here. We've got a whole bunch of different things, seeing what's going to work and what's not going to work, and hopefully seeing what's good for this climate, this soil. Here we have rhubarb. Here we have some, I think it's going to be cabbages that we're planting. Some different cabbages and some kale that's going to seed. We're going to try to get the seed actually from the kale. So instead of having to buy new seed, we'll grow our own that's uniquely suited right for this little garden in Hendon. This project is a pilot project. Basically, it's taking everyone out here to come see how it's done, how you can turn a backyard of weeds into what will hopefully be a growing, thriving center for feeding not just the people who are here, but we'll have surplus. We'll have surplus potatoes and radishes, and what we do with them is we give them off to a group called GIFT, which gives them to needy families. So from a small place like this, we hope that kids can come and see how they can do it in their own homes, in their own schools. We see this as literally a seed project, not just the seeds in the ground, but a project that creates the kind of thinking about it doesn't take a lot to make the world a better place. Oftentimes people say, what can I do? We come take it back here and say, every little bit helps. Every little seed you plant grows into something beautiful. It's an important project, I think, not just for LSJS, but for any sort of educational body, especially Jewish ones. There's a lot of learning that goes on in these classrooms over here with our adults, with our children, but oftentimes it's not appreciated in the real world. We talk a lot about sustainability. We talk a lot about issues of how the Torah speaks about the environment, about the Shemitah, the cycle of 7 years of lying fallow, and then we don't do anything with it. So any organization that takes its Judaism seriously, its environmentalism seriously, has to sort of get their hands dirty and should get all of their children involved, and their adults as well, in sort of doing something real. We are trying to do a little bit of a biblical garden as well, just so children become familiar with some of the crops that are talked about in the Torah. So here we had a te'enim. You're getting a little green figs coming up. Yeah. And over there we have the geffen, the grape, as it says. There's a great line in Jeremiah that everyone should live underneath their vine and their fig tree in peace and not afraid. So hopefully this is not just a good spot for Jewish children to come. We try to get children to come from different faiths to come and experience a little bit of the peace that you can have out in a little corner in Hendon. We welcome volunteers into the LSJS Eco Garden. All you have to do is let me know, give me a call, and let me know. We always are looking for people to come. If you want to get your hands dirty, this is the place to do it. If you want to grow something and perhaps come back and eat it, this is the place to do it. We could use your help as a volunteer, to come out and make this garden grow.